Okay, YHH crumbles.
What?
YHH is crumbling tomorrow. But your dream is to open a store. What are you going to sell?
I'm still stuck at crumbling.
Yeah, YHH crumbled.
I am, wow.
Just don't think about the part where your business you've grown for years has crumbled. Just think of what your new future is.
How about I just sold it?
For millions.
But for whatever. $50. It didn't crumble to zero.
Okay. Just ignore that. It's
Okay,
not
I'm
even
trying.
important.
Trying.
Just
But I'm
open
gonna
a
open
new
a
store.
store.
And you're going to choose something that you're going to sell. It can be anything you want. It can be food. It can be items.
Dreams.
I already know.
Dreams.
I already know.
Okay, what is it?
Tony's Tacos. It's already all hashed out. I already got it done.
You know you got to make the rice, right?
I will make the rice.
Can't
I'll
just
make the
buy the rice.
Is it going to be like
I'll
a
have-
food truck or is it going to be like
No,
a
I
store?
already know what it's going to be.
Oh.
I already know how I'm going to differentiate my business from any other business. Are you ready to? You want me to unfail right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will have walkers. I don't like I hate drive-through.
Okay.
But we'll have an app where you can order your tacos, and we will walk that taco right out to your car, and there'll be a line.
Curbside pickup.
So it's
It'll be
basically
continuously.
it's a
it'll be-
drive
it'll be drive up
It's a
Chipotle.
drive-in Taco Bell.
Yes,
But all of the people
Drive
are
up.
wearing rollerblades.
possibly even that.
That would be cool.
But you never would have to get out of your car
Okay.
ever, and we would bring you badass tacos.
Cool.
Nice.
And if you want to come in, it's double. You want to come in, sit down, it's going to cost you double.
Oh, okay.
We're pushing people to drive through, not to come in.
Okay.
Does it have to be a brick and mortar store? Could it be an
You said
online store?
You
Can it
said
be?
store.
Can it be
It's
a
gotta be
mobile?
brick and mortar.
I meant
It's gotta be
more brick and mortar because I feel like we're like going for the small business aspect.
Small business. Shoot. Small businesses are dying.
Didn't you ever have like a dream?
They're dying.
Didn't
Did
you
I have a dream? Yeah, I wanted to be John Wayne. I didn't want to open a general store. If I did though, and I had to sell something, I would choose something that I'm passionate about, which is coffee. So
I like
think I
that.
would do coffee. I have no idea how I would differentiate myself because I think coffee
Apparently,
places.
Tony created a whole business.
I've had the whole
plan,
thing all
so-
planned out.
I
Seems like a lot of work, though. That's why I haven't done it, obviously.
maybe dogs instead of cats. You know how they have cat cafes?
Yeah.
Probably a dog cafe.
They don't have that?
I don't know.
I don't. Well, they have like places you can bring your dog.
But cat cafes are where the cafe supplies
The cafe,
cats.
the cats are already there. You
Yeah.
just like go pet them.
Gross.
Yeah, it's for lonely people.
Disgusting.
Do you not like
lonely
cats?
I love cats, but I don't
You know,
like
you
other
just turned
people's
away
cats.
our whole audience of cat lovers.
I had cats growing up. I love cats, but I don't like other people's cats.
But they're not other people's cats. They're the
They're-
cats that live at the cafe.
Yeah. No.
There are people who listen to our show that like cats.
I
No, probably
doubt.
not.
Okay,
very
good.
few.
Ew, dude. Cats are gross, man.
I love
So
cats.
cute.
I love
Hey,
both. I love cats, but it takes you a while. A cat is something where you need to kind of
You do. You
gain
need to
their
develop that
trust and
relationship.
You got to build a relationship. I can't see myself going to this cafe and
Because
instantly.
cats are a little more distant.
Oh,
So maybe
big
it's a
time.
good thing you're starting one with dogs.
Oh, I'm allergic to cats.
Oh.
I'm also allergic to dogs.
And I don't have the exact line, but Robert De Niro had a great line in Meet the Fockers about, anybody can, a dog will love anybody,
Yeah.
but a cat takes a certain amount of
It does.
courage
Very
or
true.
whatever to get through it. I thought it was hilarious. I'm
Very
a both
true.
cat owner and a dog owner, so I just like all animals. Actually,
You don't have a cat.
I've had a cat. I had a cat my whole life.
Oh, you
growing up.
had one. Okay. I
Yeah,
thought
so
you were saying
I've
you
been
had
both.
one
I've been
now.
both. I would take a cat. If a cat
do
walked
not.
into our house right now, I would not let it leave. I would have. I mean, if
Kill
someone
it.
said no, if somebody said, "Hey, here's a cat," my wife would be like, "No way," and I'd be
Yeah.
like, "No, we're keeping that cat." That's what I mean.
So
Well,
basically,
what kind of store would you have?
probably like an art store or
Like
ice cream because
An
I love
art
ice
store.
you
cream.
got to decide one. You can't have two stores.
But it can be an art and an ice cream store.
Oh, that's the stupidest thing I've ever
Also-
done.
It cannot be both.
No, but she says that's
Yeah,
where you would go lick on your ice cream cone and then do
and
some
there's
art.
like no,
Little
there-
pottery,
there's like a
little-
gallery you can buy art
oh,
while
okay.
you're eating your ice
I was
cream.
thinking you could just be like on the kiln making some pottery and then doing some eating some ice cream at the same time.
While you're doing
Yeah,
pottery
why
with
not?
clay.
Sounds like a sip and paint, but
I
for pottery.
don't like those.
Sip and paint?
No, I don't like them because I don't like when people tell me what to do.
What?
I agree with that.
Like, I'm not going to make the exact same painting as you. Dumb.
Sip and paint. Whatever.
You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. Cause it get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Need to stay up out the streets and you can't take the heat.
Are you going to sing that for us, Peter?
You need to stay up out them streets if you can't take the heat.
You better not. I'm Tony Scott. Welcome to my show, 10 Minutes. I got Peter Rodney with me
Right here.
on the mic, and the final third of our podcast crew, Kayla Joe, behind the camera now. Why don't you wave at the camera right now, Kayla Joe? I'm going to try to make you edit that part into the show with her green Twins hat on. Thanks for being here, Kayla. We got a great show for you today. I don't know if it's going to be 10 minutes, but we'll try our best. What do you got going these days, Peter?
Like
On
in
the,
general?
Like in general, yeah. What do you got going in general?
Well, right now I'm doing some fantasy football moves.
Oh,
while
gosh, that
we're
sounds
doing
exciting.
the pod, we're adding and dropping a
That
few
sounds
players here.
really exciting.
But in general, life is life. Life is good. It's always a fun weekend when we don't have a. I mean, it's a bummer of a weekend when we don't have a tournament.
Oh, I love non-tournament weekends. I can go for
I
a
hate
run and-
non-tournament weekends.
Oh my gosh,
I
you're
hate it.
lying
I
through
hate
your
it so much.
teeth right
Of
now.
course, I like non-tournament weekends. What are you talking about?
I love non-tournament weekends because it kind of gives me a little bit of flexibility, right?
I get to watch the Vikings game. Or you
Well,
tell-
that too. Like you get to do some things. I still covered a lot of hockey last weekend, but at the same time, I felt like I got to do some stuff that on my personal life as well.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Okay, so let's go through the ones. That's what I'm going to call this segment, the ones.
ones.
Let's call it all. You're going to call out the ones. I'll do the sponsor read. Today's show is brought to you by General Sports in Edina, attached to Braemar Arena. I was there on Saturday before the Edina Proctor Hermantown game to get my skate sharpened before my first skate of the year. I don't think I made a lot of mistakes in my game. Let's see, who
Are
did
you
I have?
sure?
I had Squirt B Rogers versus Squirt B Edina Green, I believe. They have two even Squirt B teams, the Hornets. Hornets came out on top 6-4, and I don't think I made a lot of mistakes. I did have this happen, though. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, hit me. Hit me.
The game's going on, and this kid, I'm not going to say the team because they know which teams it was. This kid on the team got slashed a kid on the stick. Just did the old whack and slashed the stick. Stick goes down on the ice. He's Squirt B, so there's a very good chance he's in his first year of squirts. What do you think happened after he slashed the kid's stick onto the ice?
It broke.
No, he slapped the kid's stick like 25 feet into the corner.
Brother, it's interference.
So
It's interference.
my ref partner raises his hand and calls slashing, and I'm like, no, that's more than slashing. So I went over to him. I said, "Did you see what he did to the stick after?" He goes, "No, what did he do?" I go, "He slapped it into the corner." We need to teach this young man that
There's a penalty.
That's
for
a penalty for
knocking the
hitting
stick
somebody's
away.
stick out of the way. So he got a double minor for that penalty. And the reason you do it is because you want to, teach the kid that you're not at this super young age. You're not slapping people's sticks out of the way because that's a penalty.
Well, it is a penalty.
Yes,
So
it
if
is.
it's a penalty, then make the call.
Correct. But there's some things you just kind of, you don't call the direct offsides and call it all the way down on people a lot. I almost did. I was when I ref Squirt B's and Squirt C's early in the season. I don't call it, but I go over the bench and said the next time your D slap one all the way into the zone on a panic mode, I'm going to bring it all the way down, just so you know. But they get a warning first. That's a fair thing to do, don't you think?
Yeah.
Then the coaches say, hey, if you get on the blue line, you got to back that thing out. If not, it's going to go back into our zone on the faceoff.
You would hope that the coaches at least have that conversation.
It happened. Both teams did it in our game. Both teams got a warning, and guess what? The rest of the game, the kids were backing it out. So I think we had a positive impact on the kids.
Oh, good.
All right, let's read off some number ones. Who's number one in girls 15A all the way down to 12A today?
Is this now or staff?
Staff.
Oh, hold on.
Staff rankings, 15A. I bet you it's Edina. It's got to be, aren't they?
You
aren't
did
they,
the A rankings.
No, but aren't they always number one?
It's always one of the Edinas. Edina
it's-
Green or Edina White.
No, it's Edina Green. It's pretty much just put them there and then figure out the other 9. That's what I do.
Okay, hold on. My computer is having a meltdown right now.
And then
Probably because it's 1,000 degrees.
one of the 5 times a year that they lose, that's the weekend where I decide, oh, maybe I'll move them to number 2.
There we go. 15A, we got Edina at number 1.
All right.
Couple of wins last week.
12A.
At 12A, we have Edina.
It's got to be Edina. We'll get to them later in the
Edina
show.
lost, though.
No, they did not.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, maybe
They
earlier
have a
in the
loss and then 3 straight wins.
week. Yes, the loss, then the 3 straight wins, which propelled them to a tournament that we'll get to in a little bit.
Yeah.
12Bs. Don't say Edina.
At 12B, we've got River Lakes.
River Lakes, fantastic. And then 15B is Alex, maybe?
Alexandria. Yep.
Yeah. They
5 wins over the week.
They went, I looked this up. I'm like, oh, they won 5 in a row. They had to have won a tournament. Nope. They played like in Superior, Duluth, Hermantown twice, and then they finished in Grand Rapids on their way back to Alexandria.
Yeah.
That is not a tournament win. That's just a clean sweep of districts 11 and 12.
Clean sweep. Should we move on to boys?
Let's do it.
Boys, Bantam AA, Moorhead.
Oh, is anybody surprised?
Easy.
I didn't find any Bantam AA or Bantam A tournaments out there when I was doing rankings and being involved. So I'm sure we'll be back on the hill this weekend.
Bantam A, Edina.
Yes.
Bantam B, Prior Lake.
Is anybody surprised?
No, not at all.
Those are the 3 of the best teams in the state. I think it's funny, though. Edina does have 4 losses in Bantam A, but have avenged a couple of them already.
Pee Wee AA, Woodbury is number 1.
So there's been kind of a love triangle between Edina, Woodbury, and Osseo Maple Grove. And so I kind of reached into the bag and picked out the one that I thought was the hottest team in the state. And Woodbury is, after returning from the Pumpkin, is on a total heater right now. So
Just like I knew they would.
just like I knew, I agree. I think as of today, I think that's the best team in the state. And if you're listening, talking OMG, come at me. I'll take it.
Pee Wee A, Austin.
How cool is that?
Austin is number 1 right now.
That is so cool. And they beat OMG.
Yeah,
the team
they're
that
ahead
won
of
the
Osseo
team
Maple
that
Grove.
won the Pumpkin and won another tournament last weekend. We'll get to in a bit.
Austin 12-0 this season.
I love that.
Pee-wee-
I absolutely love that.
Pee Wee B, Bloomington Jefferson is number 1.
They're number 1, but they just lost this week to Prior Lake. So
Yeah, Prior Lake, which isn't in the rankings.
since the rankings, but I'm sure they're going to be in it this week.
Yeah.
Prior Lake Navy will be in the rankings.
They
this
better
week.
be. They better be in the rankings this week.
That's going
Those
to be
are
my
your number
favorite.
ones.
That's going to be my favorite to win next week in the Gobbler.
Yep, those are your number 1s.
Nice work. Nice work. All right, now we're going to pick out a couple surprise teams that you kind of look through the rankings and you go, oh, I like that. That's a pleasant surprise. This week's rankings is brought to you by Map South Hockey. Let's hear it, Peter. What's new over at Map South?
Map South Hockey. When you want to get on the ice and then you want to get in the weight room, or you want to be in the weight room and then you want to be on the ice and then you want to be outside shooting pucks and then you want to run laps around the building, Map South is the place for you. There's nowhere else in the metro, to my knowledge at least, where you can do everything you want all in one place.
The beautiful part about it is that you can make it about a 3-hour affair, right? You show up.
4 hours.
You show up, you shoot some pucks, you work on your hands and your skills, and then you go into the weight room, you do some plyometrics, and then you go get on the ice. Or, some variation of that in about a 3 or 4 hour span. You go home, you get a healthy lunch, and then you spend the rest of your summer days doing other great things. And you got your hockey in, and you got your health and fitness in, and you're ready to go. And on top of that, you got some great teachers of the game. I mean, the list of teachers over at Map South, the instructors and the camps and the ratios are fantastic. So check out Map South Hockey for great off-season workouts and development.
Couldn't
Ready
have
to
said
go?
it better myself. Yes. Bantam AA.
Ooh. You just want to go on your little
Yeah, I'm
Blaine,
just gonna-
rant again?
It's not Blaine.
Okay.
Rochester Red.
Wow.
It's a team we haven't seen yet because
We will.
Rochester
The
opted
coaching,
to-
though, in Rochester Red is a little iffy, but I've heard that the players are able to overcome.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Record 8-3-1 at the moment. The losses coming against the Sioux Falls Power by a score of 2-1. The Madison Capitals 3-1. So two teams that don't even play in the state of Minnesota, and then 1-0 against Egan, which Rochester was not able to avenge completely, tying the Wildcats 2 days later. But is it Mustangs? Do they go by Mustangs yet?
Mustangs, they are the Mustangs.
Mustangs have outscored the opposition 40-19.
And they went down to Chicago and did pretty well, too.
They did. They beat
the
the Chicago
CCM.
Fury. They lost to Madison. And
Who
those
is
are the
very
only
good
two
team.
scores that have been updated.
I feel like they
into
must have
now
played another
rankings.
Minnesota team down there, like Eden Prairie or OMG or Edina. Did they play them? in the
It
tournament?
goes from November 2nd to November 9th.
Okay, that would have
So
been the November 2nd.
Maybe they're
weekend.
just not uploading every score that they're
maybe not. You never know.
supposed to be uploading.
You never know. Okay, so you got Rochester.
Yep.
I've been digging a little bit more on this Rogers team. I feel like Rogers is a surprise team because they weren't outstanding at Pee Wee's a couple years ago. And it feels like they just gotten slowly but surely gotten better and better through the years. And I feel like this is a team that will I think they're going to be one of those teams that's going to be making a run during the later stages of the season.
Bantam A, I got Champlain Park. Currently ranked
okay.
number 11 in the Now rankings, just outside of the top 10. The Rebels have gone 4-0-1 in their last 5 games, including wins over Centennial, Andover, Princeton, and Cambridge I-Santee. Both losses have been close for Champlain Park, losing to STMA's AA team 3-1 and Minneapolis 4-3.
Here's a team that I'm hoping, because I like these teams that are just like on the outskirts a little bit.
Hoping.
And they have reached out to IHH on TikTok, on Instagram, pretty much everywhere.
If you want to get a hold of us, just page us.
Do a video on us. Give us some love. Give us some attention. This is the Albert Lee Tigers. Albert Lee, I'm watching. If you're coming to the Twin Cities or get anywhere near the Twin Cities to play somebody, we want to come see you. I'll come take pictures. I'm not going to make a video. You win a big tournament, we might come make a video of you. But for now, Albert Lee is a surprise team at 7-0-1, ranked in our Now rankings at number 6.
Bantam B, got North Branch here, ranked number 11 in the
Love
Now
that.
rankings.
Love
2
that.
losses to start the season, one against Stillwater Black 5-2, and then Roseville 8-3. And since then, it's been all gravy for the Vikings, winning 7 consecutive games. The Vikings have a habit of getting into track meets with teams. Listen to some of these scores: 9-6, 8-4, 11-6, 7-2, 6-5. So obviously the Vikings can put points on the board, and if they're able to score more than the other team, the Vikings could be a team to watch out for as we progress through the season.
All right, here's a team that's done quite well out of the gate, and this is Lakeville South. I think they kind of using the same blueprint as Prior Lake, where they have a AA team and then a B1 team, and they're undefeated with only 2 ties, one with New Richmond, Wisconsin, and New Richmond, Wisconsin. They've tied them twice. They played them in back-to-back days. Since the New Richmond ties, they have ripped off 6 wins in a row. So keep an eye out for the Cougars this year in Bantam B1.
Pee-wees, Pee-wee AA, Bemidji, number 10 in the Now rankings, 5-1-1.
I love hearing that. I love that.
The Lumberjacks just suffered their first loss of the season, 9-1 against East Grand Forks. Ouch.
That's a good squad, though.
It is a good squad.
That's a good team.
And Bemidji's got a 7-1 win over a Fargo AA team that is usually pretty good. A 2-0 win over West Fargo, and then wins over Thief River Falls, Brainerd, and Greenway in a tie with Mankato.
All right. God, we said all those teams in the Big Pumpkin a few weeks ago, and I'm just like, the one that kind of just keeps coming back to me. And I know they made it to the final 8, and they did well in the tournament. But I know I'm just going to keep beating this Rogers drum to death. But I feel like Rogers is a team that just they play a lot of games. They've gotten really good. I love the top line in Rogers. I like this team a lot. I think they're going to find their way into the discussion in District 10. They went up to Duluth last weekend. It looks like they took second to Duluth East in the Gales of the North. They've They're 13. Check this out: 13-4-2. They're already played 19 games, and it's November 20th. So I think they're a serious team. I think this is a team that is well coached, and I think that team that was surprised me just a little bit.
Okay, Pee Wee A, I got Wilmer. Usually we're talking about the girls when we're talking Wilmer hockey. Now we're talking
It's fun
boys.
to talk about them.
Cardinals 5-1 this season, 5 consecutive wins, briefly interrupted by a 5-4 loss against Marshall over the weekend by a score of 5-4. Cardinals with 38 goals so far in 6 games, averaging just over 6 goals a game.
It's like a 507 revival on that PBA side. You had Austin number 1, which you've already talked about. Marshall is 8-0. You said you like Wilmer a lot. Mankato, I have heard from a number of people that Mankato is the real deal. I mean, if you look at their records, I'll take Mankato. They're 10-2-2, and their losses are to Thief River Falls and the Grand Forks, the best team, one of the best teams in the area, the undefeated Grand Forks Blue AA team. So they killed Jefferson. They beat Jefferson, who's a AA team, 10-3. They beat Shakopee 9-0. They beat Wayzata's A team 12-0. Minnesota River 10-1. This is a full-on juggernaut. I think Mankato, they were in state 2 years ago down in New Ulm. I think they're headed back to the state tournament, which will be up in Moorhead. So I think I'm going to jump on a bandwagon. It's going to be on the Mavericks bandwagon this year.
Pee Wee B, East Metro, currently ranked at number 5 in the NOW rankings. East Metro, an association near and dear to my heart. The only blemishes, in air quotes, that you can see on the schedule is a 3-3 tie with Inver Grove Heights South St. Paul, a 4-4 tie with White Bear Lake Black, and a 2-2 tie with Matamidi Gold. But there have been some nice wins in there as well. 8-0 over Mounds View Irondale, 11-1 over River Lakes, 6-0 over Dodge County, and 5-1 over the aforementioned Matamidi Gold Zephyrs. East Metro, a combo platter of
Love those
Johnson,
teams.
Como, North St. Paul, and
You
Tartan.
want to hear a good East Metro story?
Yes.
So they're playing, I think they're playing the state tournament, or they're in the regions, one of the tournaments. And we love our boy, Tommy Kupich. He was taking pictures, and he's like, I can't find Edina anywhere
Oh, gosh.
in the bracket. Where is Edina? Who is Edina playing? Because East Metro has the kind of the North Stars Edina colors, and they have East on their jersey, but the big E on their jersey, and he's thinking it looks like Edina, and he's like, it totally flummoxed him. And I'm like, no, that's East Metro.
East Metro.
So I thought it was funny.
East Metro.
So we're done with the boys. No, did I give you mine? I didn't give you my Prior Lake Navy yet.
I honestly don't know.
I like Prior Lake Navy,
Yep.
coached by former Gopher Eric Westrom. Should be a good team. A lot of kids who were on that really good scored 8 team last year for Prior Lake are on this Navy team. They will be and they got a really sound bunch of Pee Wee B1s that were played Pee Wee B1 last year. So I think they're going to be a well-oiled machine come Gobbler next week.
A well-oiled machine. Moving on to girls, 15A.
Ooh, I got mine.
My team is Duluth.
Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't say Buffalo.
8-2-1 are the Icebreakers. The only
Love
losses coming against the Thunder Bay Queens, which has been mopping up the Minnesota competition so far this season. Some nice wins for Duluth over Brainerd and Elk River. A win over Proctor Hermantown. When was the last time a Duluth team beat Proctor Hermantown at the youth level? The future is bright in the Port City.
I like
for
it.
girls.
I got 2 at 15A. I'm just going to go through quick on these ones.
Okay.
Bismarck, North Dakota. When's the last time we said that on this show?
Last week,
Did we really?
Kayla.
What?
Did
I
we
don't
bring up
remember.
Bismarck last week?
Am I supposed to remember that?
Yes. Quit doodling.
I'm not doodling. I'm
I'm
working on
kidding.
your other podcast.
But
We don't have any other podcast.
Bismarck is just,
Pretty
they're
sure I
8-1.
brought up
They've
Bismarck.
beaten some good teams. They beat Proctor Hermantown, Champlain Park, Anoka Rogers. So they've come down here and they played well. And I don't know if they're considered one of our teams, but they're in our ranking system for now, and they've done quite well. And then the other one is Buffalo. They don't have the greatest record. They're 1-1-2, but listen to who they've played: Wayzata Blue, Chaskatchan, Forest Lake, and Stillwater Red. That's not a usual Buffalo schedule.
No, it's
They're playing
not.
tough competition, and I rewarded them for that when I put together the 15A rankings this week.
I love it. 15B, Cannon River, the Cannon River Queens, 6-1. Cannon River has allowed just 6 goals this season, 4 shutouts in 7 games. The lone loss for Cannon River right now, a 3-1 loss at the hands of Central Minnesota River Blades Black. But Cannon River's got wins over Lakeville, Rosemount, Central Minnesota River Blades White, Mankato, and a pair of wins over Owatonna. So shout out to the Queens.
I'm going to throw one out for you here. Northern Tier, and for those that don't know what Northern Tier is composed of, it's like St. Francis.
I brought them up last week.
You did not.
I poop you not. Yes.
Really?
I swear.
God, I should be listening when you talk.
You really should.
lot
If we review the tape and
my gosh.
hold on. You know, just
Sorry.
keep going.
I'm sorry, Northern Tier, but Northern Tier is St. Francis, North Branch. It's probably made up of a few others up there. East Bethel. I'm sure they play at East Bethel Arena.
At what?
At East Bethel Arena. I don't know what that was. Is there another name of that arena? I just know it's in East Bethel.
You heard it too, did you?
You said East Bethel.
Bethel Arena.
We're making fun of you.
I remember I'm close to being a senior citizen, so you just be nice to me, okay?
Okay, fine.
I realized
You
that
make fun of like Danny's speech impediment all the
Oh,
time, so
okay, I get it.
we're paying you back a little
East Bethel. Okay, sorry about that, East Bethel. Anyway, they have nice wins. I mean, they've beaten Centennial Spring Lake Park, Chaplain Park, Coon Rapids, and Buffalo. So I like that team as a little bit of a surprise in 15B.
Danny has a lisp.
He can't say Chisago to save his life.
No, he actually has a speech impediment,
He
doesn't
does.
he?
Does he?
He like
Well,
went to
he's
speech
got
therapy as a kid
dyslexia.
or something. Dyslexia?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
So he sees Chisago, and Chisago throws everybody out a little bit.
He says Shishago.
Chisago. Yes, he does. He does. All right, Mr. Flipping through your thing. You can't find Northern Tier anywhere to save your
can't,
life. Now he's going to
actually.
write something down like, look, I wrote Northern Tier right here.
No, I can't lie because you could just watch last week's episode and figure it out. But
Correct.
no, I think you might be right. I don't think I brought up either of those teams.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
Alrighty, U12A.
Oh, I got a good one for
Right
this.
now,
Speaking
now
of
rankings
Northern
is
suburbs,
telling me
I got
I
a
can't
great one.
find
I got
something.
a great one right now. You want me to go? 12A?
You're gonna have to.
All right, I got to go find my Mora Mustangs on here. Where are they? Here they are. They're 09-1. Why would we talk about an 09-1 team?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Mora Mustangs, 09-1. They're playing 12A. When's the last time Mora has played 12A? And listen to the teams that they've played. They've played Woodbury. They've played Edina. They've played Chaskatchan. They've played
boy.
Andover. They've played Roseville, Matamidi. These are all like top 10 teams. I'm supremely impressed with Mora, and the scores are 5-3, 3-2, 2-2, 4-3. They're relatively close. Either somebody's pulling the wool over my eyes, or Mora is. They are game on right now at the 12A level, which I love to see.
I'm trying to find Mora.
They're ranked 55th in 12A. They are way down at the bottom.
No, I'm saying like I'm trying to find
Where Mora is on the map.
No, I'm trying.
near
Whatever. I'm
35.
trying to find the team website because I want to see
Oh,
who
yeah.
the genius is who's
I
scheduling
think I
this.
know who it is.
And I'm not
I
being
would
sarcastic.
guess.
Genius is exactly what I mean. If
I
you
do
want
too.
to improve
Play
as
the
a
tough
program, you have to
teams.
play the best teams.
I agree.
All right. 12A, my pick for 12A is Roseville Matamidi. 8-2-1 are the Marauders. They lost to Centennial Spring Lake Park 7-1 and Dodge County 2-1, but we got some nice wins in there. A 4-3 win over Mora, over who you just mentioned.
But I don't get this. I'm on the Mora website.
I can't find
right
it
now,
either.
and it's just there's no girls. So
I know.
where are they?
I know.
Where are you, Mora?
I'm very
Please,
confused here.
We want to see your roster. I have a feeling I know a few kids on the team, but I need to confirm such.
Alrighty. 12Bs. I've got Owatonna. You like how I put the O
Yeah,
on there? Owatonna 9-1-1, ranked number 7 according to Now Rankings. A very close loss 2-0 against Shakopee, the only loss on the record for Owatonna. They've outscored opponents 42-12 through 11 games.
Mora threw me so bad. I'm still looking for a girls team. 12B, they have a 12A team. Shakopee is 8-0-1. That tells me that that Shakopee is deep at that age group, which is great because District 6 needs some more competition for the Edina, Eden Prairie, Bloomington, Edina, Minnetonka crew. So the more competition, the better for everybody. So there is Shakopee 12B. Sure. They've only lost one game. They've tied Edina. They've tied Minnetonka. Their only tie of the season is against Edina, a 0-0 thriller 10 days ago on November 10th. There you go.
All right, we just went through every level.
We did. How are we doing?
Good for us.
We're shouting out new teams and new players already. Yep. That's what I like to see.
We should also shout out a sponsor.
We will. Red Balloon is our next one. We're going to talk about some tourney winners from last weekend. You notice how we kind of kept those winners on the DL when we were talking about number one teams? I like that. Our sponsor for this segment is Red Balloon. Red Balloon is a pediatric urgent care in Edina from open between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. at night. So the great hours if you got a sick kid who comes home sick, or if he gets injured in a game, over the dinner hour, you have a place to go for kids between 3 o'clock and 11 o'clock, which is fantastic for them. The thing that they say is the most appealing to a lot of people is you go there and you get a prescription. You can get the first dose of the antibiotics right there at the office. There's no wait time. They have plenty of help there. You can go there for physicals for camps and schools and sports physicals later in the summer. Stitches available, you name it. They have pretty much everything there at Red Balloon. It's run by a hockey family. You will be well received in the hockey community. Let them know that YHH sent you there. Remember, Edina on France Avenue, Red Balloon from 3 to 11 p.m. every day.
Nice.
Ready to roll?
Ready to roll.
All right, let's name off some tourney champions. The Showdown in Potato Town Pee Wee B.
Showdown in Potato Town.
I love when these teams are the teams that are actually going to come and play in our tournaments too. So they win the Showdown. Can they come and win the Gobbler? Tonka Blue beats Moorhead's top Pee Wee B team in Moorhead on their home ice at the Bushy Rink.
Look at that.
They win a spud. Can they win a turkey in a couple weeks? I'm sure there's gonna be a few good teams there just from their district. Jefferson's number one in the state right now. Prior Lake just beat Jefferson. Tonka just won that. We have a lot of those teams in the Gobbler. Should be a fun weekend next weekend in Bloomington.
We can only hope.
Yes. So 12. Do you want to stick with the boys?
Well, we can bop over to girls. We got some Andover Girls Fall Classic winners. 4 champions were crowned.
Let's hear it.
In Andover at 10Bs, we've got Osseo Maple Grove.
Wow.
Yeah. 10A, Roseville Matamidi.
That's good to hear.
12A, Edina, and 12B, Osseo Maple.
Yeah, and Edina lost their first game, came back through the back door, and won the championship. So
they did. If you give me 2 seconds, I can give you some scoring leaders here.
I would love to hear
if you're interested.
I am very interested in that. I have some stuff here for the PWA Panther Classic. I got a champion there. Do you want me to name that first?
No, I got it. 10A, leading scorer was Hattie Hansen of the Spartacats.
Love her.
12 goals.
She was in our Fall Classic, and she was really good.
Oh, cool. 12 goals and 14 points. At the 10B level, a quartet of Osseo Maple Grove Leafbirds. Emery Kirsch had 10 points. Macklin Flanagan had 8, as did Macy LaFerriere. And Evelyn Wunsch had 5 goals and 7 points. Rolling into the 12A leading scorers, Leighton Cragness from
Anybody
Edina.
Surprised by that?
Nope, not at all. Leighton Cragness had 9 points. Maddie Johnson, also of Edina, had 7 points. And then there were a ton of girls tied.
Well, both girls,
5 points.
Leighton and Maddie, both Team Minnesota kids, so excited to see that.
Natasha Capistrant led the 10Bs in scoring with 10 goals and 16 points
what a
in
weekend.
4 games. That's a pretty good weekend for Natasha Capistrant. Abigail O'Keefe of Bloomington.
I got my calculator out. That's 4 points per game.
Boy, look, no flies on Tony. Harlow Johnson and Abigail O'Keefe, the leading scorers for Bloomington. O'Keefe with 13 points and Johnson with 10.
Love to hear Harlow in play. I love that.
There we go.
All right, so that's the Andover Fall Classic. Nice job, Andover Hockey, putting on a nice tournament there for the girls.
There you are.
Just across town in Spring Lake Park, which technically would be at Fogarty Arena, the Osseo Maple Grove, the champions of the Little Pumpkin, go and win the Panther Classic. They destroy the competition. They win the championship game 7-1 over St. Paul. Congratulations to the coaching staff, which I know a few of those dudes from OMG's team. Congratulations to them winning their second tournament in like 3 weeks.
Cool.
And then last but not least, Pee Wee AA, Gales of the North. Ready for this?
Gales of November.
Gales of November. Gales of November. Sorry, Gales of November. Champion is the Duluth East Greyhounds.
Oh, that's nice.
They win their home tournament, and basically, technically their home tournament. They beat, we talked about Rogers, 5-2 in the championship game. The Hounds win all 5 games. I'm sure that some of those kids that we've known through the summer hockey trickled their way down. I could not find scoring leaders. I could not find game sheet. Maybe you can find some Gales of November game sheet.
Can.
Did you find it?
Yeah, Duluth East went 5-0.
Yep.
And, okay, that's my rose. Never mind. You can't steal it. I have a rose. Ha, ha, ha. Thank you.
All right. And then your
The leading scorer,
Connor Martinson.
Connor Martinson.
Yes.
With 16 points. Right behind him was Jonah Moncayo from Rogers with 14 points. Colin Gunderson of Hermantown with
Love
13
that.
points. And then a trio of Duluth East skaters rounding out
Colin
the double
Gunderson, the
digiters.
youngest Gunderson? I believe he is. Yes.
Couldn't tell you.
He was in the Squirtacular a couple years ago.
Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you.
Yes. Good to hear that.
No opinion.
So Evan Gunderson, what's the daughter's name? I'm totally drawing a blank on her name. Plays Maya Gunderson. I think it's the little brother of those two.
Graham Medlin, Declan Maloff, and Max Matthias, 12, 11, and 10 points.
Wow.
Respectively.
Heard those names before.
Yeah, no kidding.
Congratulations to the Hounds.
Congratulations to the Hounds.
It's like they're on a roll after coming down to Rochester. Rochester's a good tune-up for those teams that don't get a lot of practice in October.
That's a little 8-team tournament. Reminds me of my days.
Yes, it
Playing
does.
youth hockey.
All right, we ready?
I think we're ready.
To move on to Breakaway Academy's presentation of Roses and Thorns.
Yeah.
I have absolutely 0 roses and 0 thorns, so I'm going to probably steal one from you. This is brought to you by Breakaway Academy. I'm going over to the Academy soon to visit with the people there to talk about all the great things. We should have Andy Brink on the show. Maybe we'll have him on next week.
Okay.
I think it'd be great. He'll talk about all things youth hockey because he does a great job at that, and he could probably talk about all things Breakaway Academy. Let's guess, Peter, what he would talk about if he's to talk about Breakaway Academy on the show next week.
He would talk about process over outcome.
Ooh, I like that.
Probably talk about enjoying the game. He would probably talk about mental energy and emotional discipline.
Ooh, I like that.
And he might even talk about the 3 pillars of Breakaway Academy: athletics.
I know it's athleticism, I think.
Athletics, academics, and character. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Got
Character.
character. They got the character down. So thanks to Breakaway Academy for bringing us today's programming. You said you had a rose and a thorn. Let's hear it.
I do. My rose actually goes to the Gales of November.
Love it.
Because there are 2 divisions of the Gales of November, 4 teams each, and the names of the division, instead of red and blue, A and B, it's the Derek Forbert division.
I love that.
And the Dominic Toninato division.
I love that.
I think that's a really nice way to shout out 2 former Hounds that are both in the NHL.
I love
this season. I think that is really, really cool. Good for the Duluth area. Duluth Amateur Hockey Association.
Besides Dave Spihar, that would have been another good one. There's a few other really legendary names.
Dave McLean.
Yeah. Did you know I played golf with Dave McLean in Arizona last?
Yeah, the Duluth East Bantam staff told me he's in Arizona now.
Yeah, he lives in those in Arizona. Yeah. And he is even nicer. Like, he's like the nicest guy in the world at the rink. Get him on a golf course, he's even nicer on a golf course. And and it's no BS. That's just who
I bet
Dave
he's a
is.
great golf partner.
He is unbelievable. I really want to go back and play with him again because he makes like I'm an average golfer. He makes me feel like an above average golfer. Yep. If you're a below average golfer, he's gonna probably make you feel like an average golfer. He's just one of those guys who just pumps your tires. I would have loved to have played hockey for Dave McLean. I would have learned a lot and I would have gotten better.
Yeah, I've seen him on the bench. I don't know if I could have handled playing for Dave McLean.
Why? Is he a little hard on the boys?
I watched him rip into somebody.
Oh, yeah, he probably deserved it.
Probably.
But he also patted him on the back when it was all said and done. That's the way he is. So.
If you're going to coach him hard, you got to love him hard.
So I'll go. That's my row is for just great coaches that we've had in the past, and talking about Duluth East, you always got to talk about a guy like Dave McLean.
Yeah. My thorn is about the internet, and no, it's not just about a certain highlight that's been getting.
Oh my God!
It is the boys' high school preseason, which means some new names are on new rosters, and it just seems like some adults cannot let it go. And
can't they let go? We'll get to the specifics.
Transfers. They can't let transfers go.
I know.
And I get it. You can be upset about it, but if you're going to comment about it, use your real name. Don't be a coward.
Yeah.
Don't be a coward. And I also think of the South Park gif where it's just a dude covered in Cheeto dust in his basement with nothing else to do. You're somehow making it about you.
Yeah.
And you have nothing to do with this.
Correct.
Find something to do. If you need help starting a stamp collection, I can hook you up with your local postmaster. If you'd like to build ships in a bottle, I can hook you up with a maritime museum in Nova Scotia. If you want to start a garden in your backyard, I got organic seeds. Find something else to do.
Good rant.
It is so annoying to see that year after year after year, yes, transfers exist, but my God,
I love it.
you're a 40-something. You do not have like a retirement fund to worry about? Do you not play golf? Do you not play pickleball? No. You comment on the internet about transfers as if it just ruins your day.
I like the Cheeto dust. When you got the Cheeto dust, Peter, that's really where...
Wiping your hands on your shirt.
It's really where you peaked at Cheeto dust. And
TNT flickering on a 12-inch black and white screen in the background, hunched over your PC laptop. Just beacon for no reason.
Yeah, well, we see that. We see a lot of that here at YHH. We do.
Beacon.
We absolutely do. I had a tweet that would be mine. I have a very similar one. It's related to the internet. It's the whole getting riled up about a scrimmage score on Saturdays. Like,
who cares?
Wayzata beat White Bear 3-1 in the scrimmage fest. Yeah, in a 1-hour game with JV players or whatever. I'm just making up those two names as a hypothetical, but I don't care. I don't care. I do care when the puck drops on Thursday when Rogers plays Andover in a Northwest Suburban game. That matters. Until then, I don't care.
I'm going to push back on you a little bit.
Okay.
I care about scrimmage individual performances.
Oh, I don't.
I do.
I don't know who they're playing against.
If somebody shows up after the summer and they're 6 inches taller, 20 pounds heavier, and all of a sudden they're knocking guys over and making good plays, I like the preseason scrimmages for that.
Do you know how many times I heard?
I don't care about scores.
This kid's a stud. I saw him play against Centennial in the Super Rank 6. He's amazing. And then you look for him, and he's got 3 points all year. Thanks for that tip on the Super Rank scrimmage fest. It doesn't matter. Play a real game with refs, with linesmen, with scorekeepers. 2.5-hour game or whatever it lasts. That's a real game.
3 hours.
The scrimmage scores for 1 hour and the ice scrape in between, that doesn't count. Until the score matters, it doesn't count, and I don't want to hear about it.
That segment was brought to you by...
Did I roast yet? I just thorned, didn't I?
You just thorned.
I rosed on Dave
McLean.
The Rockstar McLean. So we are clear
Roses
on
and
this
Thorns
show.
Brought to you by...
Breakaway Academy.
And?
Who else?
General Sports.
Oh, General Sports.
General Sports.
Didn't they bring us the rankings earlier?
No.
They didn't? I didn't read off the General Sports.
I don't think so.
I don't think so because Peter never begged for his hockey stick. So.
Yeah, come on, Peter. Beg for your hockey stick now.
This is my hat. It's in my hand.
I will be there tomorrow.
I'm coming to you, General Sports. My twig has got a crack in it.
Are they supposed to fit the hat or fit the stick?
I'm coming to them hat in hand. Hat in
Putting it in
hand.
there. They put
Hat in
the
hand.
stick there, like the world's smallest hockey stick.
Got a crack in my twig. I cannot
God.
score goals and feel good about myself without something from General Sports. In all seriousness, I only get my skate sharpened at General Sports. They do a fantastic job. Every time they've got sticks, they've got gloves, they got shoulder pads, they got elbow pads. They have some of the most knowledgeable staff in the metro area. They do a wonderful, wonderful job on my skates every time.
Amen to that. They also will be the General Sports Player of the Game pins at the YHH Squirtacular, the little general pin. I think that's going to be kind
alright.
of cool. So thanks to General Sports, Map South Hockey, Red Balloon, Breakaway Academy, Kayla Jo Franz for bringing the show to you in a timely and beautiful fashion, and you, Peter Rodney, for your great writing of the show and your rants, because we always love the rants. I'm Tony Scott. Thanks for tuning in.
You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. Cause it get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Need to stay up.